hello and welcome back to another beautiful morning back in my studio with me, Kieron Seamons, in my little inky world, doing some more drawings today, and we are drawing Norman and the Angel today. Sounds good. Let's draw it. Hello and welcome back. We are going to be drawing Norman and the Angel today. Again, hopefully I'm not going to say too much about what is going on, as it is the new book. But it's a really lovely part where there's an angel that comes into the story. An angel that is coming to save somebody. Ooh. It might not be who you think, but it might not be the storyline that you're thinking. So I might be slightly out of breath this morning. As you can hear, there is a huge fly that is insisting on staying in the studio today, and I have chased it around and done everything I can, and it just does not want to leave. So you might hear him at some point kind of buzzing through the scene. But it's alright. He's got as much right in my studio as I do, I guess. It is actually quite a challenge being back onto the Norman drawings again. Trying to get that old style back. It has been I guess it's been, is it? I don't think it's been 2 years. Has it been 2 years? It might be 2 years since we did the first book. And sometimes it's a little bit difficult to kind of pick up a feeling and a style and carry it on. Something stuck on the end of my nib. And sometimes it's difficult to kind of pick up the feeling of where you left off, where you were, and the style and everything. But so far I'm very pleased with it. So far I feel like it's working in the right way. Norman is obviously very unhappy at this part in the story. Very confused about what's going on in his life and why it keeps going on in his life. Why? You know, it's that kind of point in life when you kind of look at it and you say, why me? That type of thing, you know. So a lot of things have been happening, and a lot of things have been driving him to despair, which is always a very nice dramatic part in the story. Sometimes a little bit sad writing this stuff for Norman, because he's such a lovable character. He's such an easygoing kind of person that I do kind of feel like, sorry Norman, but today this is happening to you. You know, that kind of feeling. But it's quite a nice part, as you will see in this drawing, that Norman is actually kind of walking past the ghost. Maybe the ghost will, angel, sorry, he's walking past the angel, and the angel probably could have helped him. But this type of I love this idea, and I tried to work it in. Originally, I tried to work it in as the same way that he would meet Zoe, that there would always be this kind of extreme love, but they were so wrapped up in the love that they would walk past each other. But I find it very, very difficult to kind of make it feel realistic in a way. But in this part here, he is kind of walking past the angel. Walking past the angel, it probably could have changed things, could have made everything better. But I guess when you're so wrapped up in your own problems, you don't see something in front of you. Okay, so it's that kind of point where he's walking past this angel, and they are both, Norman is so wrapped up in his worries going that way, and the angel is so wrapped up in his worries and direction going the other way, and they've passed each other. And I think it's a real beautiful point in the story where, you know, I almost kind of feel like if you were in the movie theater watching it, you'd be going, Norman, Norman, look, Norman. And one day when it's a movie, you might be doing that. You might be sitting in a theater going, Norman, Norman, look. I have this great desire to see this as a movie one day. So this is a very, very kind of heart-gripping kind of point in the story. Poor Norman. I do think that this new book has more of Norman in it, if that is possible. There's more of Norman in it. I feel like there's more him. It's a bigger insight into his character, I guess. I guess in the first one we were kind of driven so much by all the things that had to happen in the story, and the dramas that were happening in the story, that probably there wasn't that much kind of space really to squeeze a lot of his character in. And probably looking back at book one, if I was to rewrite it, I probably would have put in a section where it really is more a kind of get to know Norman type of point. But also, maybe it wasn't really needed, you know. Maybe there was so much happening that the basics of knowing who Norman is and what's happened to him and the whole drama of his life probably was enough. But that's Norman, wrapped up in his own worries. As in the name, Worry Lips. Norman Lips. And all his friends called him Worry Lips. I was very happy with the title of the book. Although I know that some people have said that the way it's written on the covers makes it difficult to read. But it was all part of a style, you know. It's like, that's the kind of the way that it really should be. And that is Norman, the star of the show. And here is the angel. The angel is called Dominic. Again, there is reasons why his name, when you find out certain things about Dominic. And again, another very sweet character, another very lovely character. It just has such a sweetness and innocence about him that is so. It really fitted in very well to the story. Drawing his halo above his head. And I'm not quite sure how many of the illustrations this book will have. I think there was about 80 illustrations in the first book. So I'm guessing there will be about as much. Obviously I can't video all of them, but I will film as many as I can. But obviously by illustrating and talking as well, it's also quite distracting in a way. But obviously I need to keep the videos. There's actually there's another video that's gone up 2 days ago, but it still hasn't appeared. I don't know what's happened. It was about the gardener, and I put that drawing up, and it still is uploading. I don't quite understand what's happened there. It has happened a few times before. I put something up and it takes days for it to upload. Very bizarre. Lovely big wing. And for all those comments on Mr. Miro and on the other video, thank you very much. He does love it. He loves it when I read it to him. Where I did the video of kind of in the studio type of thing. He got very excited and came and kind of climbed up my leg. He likes to be in the center of attention. When he hears me talking. Like some mornings if he's upstairs and he's asleep, and if I'm doing a video or if I'm talking with somebody on the phone and he hears another voice, he comes, or he thinks he hears another voice, he thinks I'm talking to somebody, then he comes running downstairs all excited. Wants to be the center of attention. So this is Dominic. Dominic, the delightful angel. And I've tried to put such a pleasant little smile on his face to keep him so kind of angelic. Keeping his sweetness about him. And I've almost drawn him in kind of like almost kind of like a bird kind of costume in a strange way. I don't quite know where that idea came from, but I do think it really works, you know. I do think that it really works for setting him apart from all the ghosts, that he is an angel, almost like in a bird suit almost. I love that. I love the whole kind of concept of how he looks and how he fits in. And obviously I don't want to put too many of the kind of feathery feelings to it, but I do feel like it really sets him apart. I do love that. And it's very cute, the fact that Norman and him are kind of walking past each other. Lovely, lovely concept. And how are you all doing today? I'm hoping that you are all well and doing some form of artwork today. There's that back wing. I hope your day is beautiful and you're having some kind of fun somewhere. I've got a couple of books on the on the move, and I do that in a way to kind of keep my mind kind of excited and in a fruitful mode. It's kind of like I've got a couple of books that I am also writing and illustrating at the same time, and although it might sound like it's too much, I do find that when I get very tired of drawing a certain style, a certain character, then it's very nice to kind of break away and work on something else. And that kind of also recharges me in a way. It kind of, when I start working on this and I feel really, really excited and I get to the point where I've done 3 or 4 very kind of driven type of parts of the story, you know, these are quite kind of, they're quite charged really, you know. This is a very high impact type of story, and I do find that it kind of can drain me sometimes, can be exhausting sometimes, and sometimes it's nice to kind of go away and do a nice kids book. I was drawing one of a rabbit the other day, and I've got another one of a dog that I've been working on, and they basically just, I kind of run away and then I work on something more gentle, more kind of forgiving, and that in turn kind of charges me up to think, oh, I want to do something a bit more challenging, and then I come back to Norman, and because Norman is one of those type of things that I really want. I want the illustrations to kind of really tell the story. I don't want them just to be little kind of cute illustrations. I really want them to kind of visually tell a story as at the same time. I want them to be very much kind of there and important, that people can really look at it and see what's going on in the story. I was just thinking, wouldn't it be nice if he had some kind of like fluffy slippers or something, you know, like the angel is like so relaxed and so comfortable that he's kind of wearing these kind of house slippers almost, you know. And again, that's the great thing about being in control of it all, that I can kind of add these elements that I think might just add to the character. And there's no outside kind of defiance or objection. It's kind of like, I think it would be cute if he had some nice floppy house slippers, and then I can do it. And I think they add to it. They add to his kind of relaxed kind of character, the relaxed style in which he is kind of an angel, you know. And I kind of like to find the idea that they're kind of passing almost like in a garden path or something, that they're passing. in a kind of a homely environment almost. In fact, this is supposed to be very close to Norman's house, so it does help. To draw a kind of a cobbled path, maybe, you know. I also do find that I get very eager to kind of finish things. I get very, once I've kind of done the writing, I'm desperate to finish the book, you know. And it can be almost a kind of a little bit of a like a childish thing that's like, well, I've written it, quick, do the illustrations, fill it out, quick, get it out for people. And I'm so kind of desperate almost to hear opinions of it. I'm desperate to hear what people think of it. But I guess that's kind of like quite normal, I guess, from a lot of people that are writing books. I guess you do get to that point where you've been working on something and you've been kind of working so hard on a vision and a set of characters that you're kind of quite desperate to hear some kind of round of applause almost, you know. It's like, please tell me that you love the book. Please tell me that it was worth all my time and my late nights and my early mornings and my, please give me some feedback, you know. And that's, you know, being an artist is a little bit like that. It really is a little bit like you need that kind of reaction from people, the same way as you would be as if you were a singer or something, you know. You've written a song and you perform a song, you want somebody to say, well done, you know, clap, 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 that was amazing. And without it, you're set to think, is it good? And you know, that's kind of like where the Amazon books and stuff like that come into it. It is very much a drive to get the books reviewed, and it can be very difficult to get people to review things. I know that even people that when they buy the book, they very rarely make a review of the book, and I kind of can see that, people have kind of said to me, said, well, what was the last book you bought? And then I said, oh, I bought that book. That was an amazing book. Did you leave a review? No, I didn't. Oh, yeah, I see. Oh, yeah, I see your point. Yeah, okay. So yeah, it's frustrating but understandable is how to describe it. Yeah, I guess that's the best way to kind of explain. Maybe people are so excited about getting a new book. I know that I have friends that get so excited and they buy a new book and it's in the post and I can't wait. This weekend all I'm doing is reading my new book. Oh, and I must say a very big thank you to all the people who have donated to the PayPal, my kind of ink tip jar. Thank you very much. It is always greatly appreciated that you do support this channel, because this channel is not, it doesn't have any investors, it doesn't have any supporters. It's just me and Mr. Miro and my trusty tub of ink. I'm hoping at some point I will get a supporter in the ink section. That would be nice. Talon's ink, if you're out there, I use gallons of your ink. I guess you have to have like millions and millions of followers before these type of people have any interest in supporting you. And I am very far away from having millions of followers. And that's really got a nice feeling to it. I think it, even with that, the concept of this drawing, it tells a lot about what is happening behind, what is going on, and I love that. I love the fact that from the drawing that you can kind of, in your own mind, you can kind of tell a story of what's happening. And I think that is a very important part of any illustration, is beginning to look at it and see what the story is, what is happening here. So that is today's illustration. And I might actually put a little bit of a framing on this to kind of keep that sky element in there. But the expressions here between them, I'm very, very pleased with the fact that Norman is showing his pressure in his life, the stress in his life, the unhappiness in his life, and the angel is there, full of hope and full of love and full of completing his mission. And that, I do find that's quite beautiful about it. That's lovely. The ink has actually become quite thick. Lovely. And a beautiful way of finishing off the illustration. A beautiful way of sealing the story. And I love the way that this now contains the drawing. I hadn't planned on signing the illustrations. So in the book, this signature might get removed, but I'm so used to kind of signing the drawings for the channel that I've gone ahead and thrown my name onto it. But I might keep it. I know that some of the illustrations I've already done I have automatically signed it, just part of the beauty and part of the whole excitement of doing these drawings is just that. trying to darken up a little bit on that leg. Lovely. And there it is. I feel that's just such a beautiful, beautiful atmosphere here. I'm very, 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 very pleased with that. And one of the challenges in this is that obviously the ghost is going to be white, and the ghost is going to be in this grey environment, there's going to be a white ghost. And that will be a very challenge for the drawings to kind of keep it kind of balanced, to keep that. But again, it's a beautiful part of the story. Having Dominic the Angel. I'm very pleased with that. I'm very pleased about this whole emotions in this picture. So if you did enjoy this drawing and you did enjoy seeing a little insight into the book of Worry Lips 2, do leave me a comment. I'd love to read your comment. And I do enjoy that. I know a lot of people kind of have comments and they don't not really bothered by it. But for me, I do enjoy the comments. I do love to sit and read through the comments. And I do reply to every comment that I get. So I would love to hear what you've got to say about today's drawing. So thank you very much. Thank you for your comments. Thank you for your support of donations. I love every one of you. And please come back again and we will do some more drawing. See you soon. Bye-bye.